All right, so today is day 2 of spring practice, and we took a good look yesterday just at everybody's body composition to see how everyone's looking. The freshmen look good, the vets look good. You can tell they've been putting in work, and that's always a great thing. It's a great sign, so I'm excited about that. Today, I just want to focus a little bit more on how we look as far as from a confidence standpoint. Right here, we got Jaylen Wright with Joe Milton, and here's Dylan Sampson. You know, those are two of our guys from last year. And right here, we got Cam Seldon, who we continue to hear a lot of buzz about. He looks really, really good. Not quite sure. I think that he was running with the 2s or with the 3s today in team ball. So that doesn't really mean a whole lot early on. Usually, actually, what you'll see is the guys, sometimes what coaches will do, especially if it's a younger, if it's an underclassman, they'll have them running with the 2 so they can get better reps. Right here, you can see all the running backs together sized up. And, you know, Cam Seldon is head and shoulders above everybody else. He's got a lot of good size. Dylan Sampson, again, you know, he's a guy who gave us that spark last year. Jaylen Wright was another one. He did the same thing. Just got to get them consistently holding on to that football. So, you know, but everybody looks good, though. The strength program is working wonders for these young men. It actually looks like a nice fall day. You can tell it's a little bit chilly outside. They are outside today as opposed to being inside like they were yesterday, which is great. I absolutely love that. Go ahead and get that workout in these elements as early and as often as possible. Never know what's going to transpire throughout the season, especially if you make that push, which we are expecting to in the playoffs. No telling where you may end up playing. Cam looks really good, man. He looks like a beast. He really does. He looks like he could be our best running back. This is our first look right here at DeSean Bishop, and he's a lot bigger than I thought he would be. He has a lot more size. Right here, we got Chaz Nimrod. Great hands right there on that route. We've seen a lot out of him. Hoping that he can take that next step forward. And right here, we got Squirrel White. Talked about him yesterday. He looks really, really good. He looks very crisp. He's dialed. Ramel Keyton, for sure, you know, he's turned into like a staple, in my opinion. He just does what he does. Thornton is extremely smooth. He just looks like a wide receiver. I love that he's staying in bounds right there on that route too. It kind of irks my nerves when those guys somehow end up out of bounds on those plays. Nico, out there in those elements, overthrew that pass. Here's Chaz again. Nice catch. And this is our first look at Ethan Davis, and he looks really good, just like as far as from an athlete perspective. Castles right there, he looks good. He's going to be another guy that we are going to be dependent on a lot. There is Ethan Davis running across the screen right there, number 86. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot out of those 3 guys. Obviously, with Ethan Davis, he's recovering from a shoulder surgery, so we're not going to see a ton out of him from a physical perspective. That was Chaz Nimrod on the last play. And there's Jacob Warren. Here's Nathan Leacock right here. This is our first time seeing him. He's got to get out of that break better, and he's got to make catches. So he's a guy that I'd actually pay to be one of our guys this year. So far, I'm a little bit underwhelmed with what I'm seeing. He just probably needs to, I think, dial in a little bit more and just take a deep breath and get those nerves out of his body. He should be a guy that can help us and help to push the wide receivers this fall camp. And man, John Campbell looks really good. I love the way he's always bouncing around and dancing. You see that it's very contagious. The entire offensive line, you see him kind of bopping around. Really, really looking forward to seeing what this group looks like. Ollie Lane, for sure, he's going to be a guy that we are expecting a lot out of. We need that depth. Offensive line is going to be huge for this team. We spoke a lot about the skill guys earlier today, obviously, throughout this video and yesterday. But that really doesn't mean anything if the offensive line doesn't hold up. So hopefully they can do what they're supposed to do. It does look like they are gelling well together already, just as far as getting friendly with each other and getting to know each other and having a good time out there. That's one of the biggest things. Obviously, you're going out here to work, but you want to have fun while you're doing it. Look at them. You're doing a little extra reps and people are dancing. I love that energy. That's very positive energy. You know, it seems laid back. They seem comfortable. You know, I love that. So Really, really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Let's see how this next rep looks right here. We got Ollie Lane and Jeremiah Crawford. These are two guys that should see a significant amount of playing time this year. We're definitely going to need them. Need all the depth that we could possibly get. Curious to see how the offensive line shapes up. Right there, we got Arion Carter to the right, and he got an interception today in live ball action against Joe Milton, of all people. So is that a knock on Joe, or is that just a kudos to Arion, which is the correct way to pronounce his name? I think that's just Arion being a baller like we expected that he would be. Aaron Beasley doing what he always does, looks really quick, disengaging on that block. Keenan Pili looks like a vet. Kwauze, Garland, another guy. We've got a lot of good guys right here. We got Ben Bolton and Keenan Pili going through a little drill work. Arion Carter's on the left. Kwauze, Garland is on the right. And so just looking at their size, looking at how they are moving through these drills. Got the D-line right here. You see all those bodies for sure. We are really deep at defensive tackle, and I am so happy to see that. It's all about the front seven, guys. We've got a lot of great skill position guys, but like I said earlier, if the front seven is not producing, the skill guys are pretty much all for naught. A little bit less of an issue on defense because sometimes you can have coverage sacks, but to expect for the defense, especially the secondary, to be able to upgrade from what it did last year to being a strong enough defense to get coverage sacks this year is a very, very tall task. Christian Conyer, great size, great length. Really, really hope that he can develop into a good, solid player for us. He looks like he's about 6'2", man. I mean, he's got those really long arms. I love that number too, 23. That's my favorite number. And, I love seeing these guys getting work out here. I hope that they're soaking it all in. We got an opportunity after the practice today to hear 5 of the guys on defense go through their post-practice interviews. There's 2 vets right there going. We got John Slaughter right here on the left and Jourdan Thomas. These are 2 guys that we're looking for a lot out of. Christian Charles, for sure. I think that he has a good opportunity to really work into a starting position at safety. Welsey Walker, Danico Slaughter. Here's Christian Charles again. But I think that the young guys on defense carry themselves well. Here's Gabe Jeudy-Lally. I think that they carry themselves well in the press conferences. Really enjoyed listening to Jeremiah Thielander and Arion Carter. Really all of them. I really enjoyed hearing what they all had to say. One thing that was consistent is that they all said that they've gained 10 plus pounds since they've been on campus. So the strength program is working wonders. They're doing a good job eating, and it seems like they are really taking it serious. Here's the new tight ends coach. And, that's always really, really big. So it seems like these guys are already mentally in a better place than most people would probably expect to have some incoming freshmen be at. So they're taking it seriously. And, I think that we've got a very, very special team here, all the way up, from freshmen to the seniors to the transfers, everybody. I think this is a very special team to the coaching staff. So a lot of great people on this staff and a part of this organization. Super proud to be a part of it myself as a fan. And I'm sure that all of y'all are as well. So that's it for this video. Like I said, really, really proud of the way that we carried ourselves today in the post-game interviews. Also heard a few good things about Jaylen Smith. He's a guy that we haven't been able to see much of in any of these highlights in spring practice, but it's good to hear that he is doing well. Hopefully we can see more out of him on Thursday, which is the next day of spring camp. It will be day 3. We are off tomorrow, so I will see y'all on Thursday. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thanks. Peace.